Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Oh, hello everybody. Welcome in to the Penny Bloom Podcast. It is the Andor Afterparty, and again, fresh off of Andor, it's time to fucking rage. 'Tis I, Colton Robertson, and I am joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. If you're here, presumably, you checked out Andor Afterparty number 1. Just last episode, published it about the same fucking time. So that's, if you're here for the first time, that's on you. Go check that shit out and then come here, because I'm not explaining this shit again. 'Tis I, Colton Robertson. I'm super excited to get this shit going. Andor Afterparty. Did I already introduce you?
Yeah, you did.
I did?
I'm here.
I don't know, man.
And I've been introduced.
I'm a little stoned. It's Andor Day. What am I? Who am I to not? You know,
if I just don't have any on me. If I did, it would be definitely being consumed right now or before while I watch the episodes. I just don't currently have any on me. But
yeah, so I've watched this episode and I've really enjoyed it. I can't help but wonder why episode 1 and episode 2 aren't one episode. Frankly, it's kind of where I'm left right now.
I don't know if they just needed to hit, like, they wanted, 12 episodes. So like I don't know, like it could have. This really did seem, if you watch episode 1 to 2 back to back, I feel like it would just be like, whenever I said like it didn't feel like one complete story, blah blah blah, like earlier like completely, yeah, like this cleared everything up and like put everything in, like you have Andor or Cassian side, and then you have the guard, like the bad guy side, the Empire, like coming to get him, and like at the very end, it was all like, I don't know, it all wrapped itself together very nicely.
I thought so too, and I can't, like, it would have been like barely, maybe an hour, maybe barely over an hour.
Yeah,
it would have felt like.
And for a premiere, like if the premiere is longer than the other episodes, then like, yeah, and if you're releasing 3 of them at the beginning, anyways.
That's my thing. I'm kind of like, what the fuck happened here? Like, I mean, I'm okay with it because obviously they did release them all at the same time. They were probably meant to be consumed one after the other. But however, I think that's just a problem with the release structure. You know, I think they really could have gone ahead and made this an 11 episode series and maintained the structure they've got. But it was a damn good one. It was a damn good one. Wrapped up the threads from the first episode in a compelling way while still launching the story in a fun direction, a really intense direction that I'm excited to get to. But are you ready for another scene by scene of episode 2 here?
Oh yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So the second episode begins basically right where the first ended. Picks right up in both storylines, past and present, because we're seeing young Cassa, little Cassian, set out with his Canary Piers to locate where this shuttle came crashing down, and along the way they pass a massive abandoned mining site, which
what a shot, dude.
Gorgeous.
That might be, if
gorgeous.
If we were doing favorite shots, this is, I mean, it was the only time where I'm like, whoa. Like, it literally, I was like, they didn't need to do that, but they did. Like, they just pulled the camera back. It was just Cassian by himself, just standing there, and bam, huge. It was beautiful. Yeah,
it was epic, beautiful. And like it was like melancholic as fuck because it's gray as hell. The land's been ravaged, so the Empire's been here.
It seems like they're gone.
They've gone. They've left. Which I mean, I don't know. This might answer why there are no adults.
Yeah.
an extended period of time exposed to the mining elements led to them dying young.
Eesh. Yeah, that's
Yeesh, indeed. I think that's got to
yeah.
be. I think it's got to be it. We were questioning in the first episode, why is there no adults? And I think it's just like later on in the episode, whenever Zan, I think is his name, is like, oh, it says here it's toxic. Like you can't go there. Imperial prohibited. The natives stayed there, and they got killed off the older they got. Super fucking sad. Super fucking sad. And just fuck the Empire, dude. Fuck the Empire.
Like this, it makes sense. Like I never really think about how much material the Empire needs to build like the things they do. Like one starship, that's huge. You know, they need to excavate an entire planet, like pretty much to do that. And like, I don't like them doing it, you know, but like this puts it at like very, very surface level. Like, yes, the Empire is doing this everywhere. Like, this is happening everywhere.
It's massive scale. And so Kenari's been mined for resources, and then they go ahead and keep going on their way. But before we can get any more there, we flash back to Ferrix. And this is where it's the end of the day. We got the dude. This is my favorite glup shitto of all time. This fucking guy with the hammers ringing the bell. He takes such pride in what he does. You can tell. It's like ritualistic, the shit he's doing. I fucking love it.
Same place every time. He picks him up. He gets ready.
He does the stretch them straight out.
And he like even gives like little grunts in there. Like,
and then he like strikes a pose right before he hits the first one, where like the one on his left arm's across the front of his body, lifts one above his head, and then doom. And the reverse at the beginning of the day versus the end of the day. So like there's a little bit of a like it's hard. This man's cold with it. It's my favorite glup shitto of all time. But
what a thing to put in there. You know, like why? I guess, you know, like I'm not like mad that it's in, like I thought it was cool if anything, but like is there
it's just world building.
Is it just to be like, you know, one work day to the next work day to the next work, you know, like sort of thing is the only thing I'm kind of getting out of it. But like this dude just takes pride in what he does, you know? I mean, if this is his
it
whole
almost
job,
seems like this whole thing is like just this whole planet's just working. Like this marks the beginning of the day. This marks the end of the day. Everybody go the fuck home. We're done here. But I love the bell ringer. That dude was dope. And we see Cassian sneaking his way through the back streets of the town while the rest of the cast of characters clocks out of work, closes up shop, puts their gloves back up on the wall. No Brasso this episode, but just one little shot here with him putting the gloves on the wall. Happy to see it. Love to see my man's Brasso. But we head over to Bix, returning from her errands, but not without her fuckboy boyfriend Tim being like, so what was going on? Oh, just some errands. And she's like, okay, all right, fucko. Yeah, all right. And she'd opened her computer to find a message there, and he has to go snooping in her shit. Once again, just stands to, I don't know, basically every piece of entertainment of all time where a woman is way out of a man's league, and for some reason they're in a relationship together, and I just can't fathom why. It almost feels like Bix was like, you're around. Yeah. I have needs.
Well, I guess that's what even Cassian said. He's like, it looks like it's turned from work into something more, you know, like maybe that's just how everyone marries on this planet is like, I only work and then go to bed. So like the only people I see are the people I work with. Might as well, you know, like
might as well fall in love with one of them, or I don't know, kind of like, I don't even really trust this guy. I'm not going to tell him what I've got going on. Bubba Bix. I love Bubba Bix.
We got a lot of narcs.
Bunch of narcs, man. Tim's a fuckboy. Tim's like the dude in The Boys who just like rides Homelander's dick in season 3. That's the vibe I get from Tim.
He's like, I don't know. It kind of feels like that he's not.
I don't think he's a
super, like, for
sympathizer.
the Empire, really. I think he's just against Cassian.
Yeah.
I just don't think he
He's got
doesn't
big-
like Cassian.
He's
Yeah,
like, I think Cassian's got a shot with my Bix. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
he's trying to
And-
get his dick in my Bix.
You know, well, no, I don't want to jump. I do that too much.
Fuck
I guess
Tim.
a little detail for Tim here was just a cool little visual thing, like having the message kind of come out,
yes.
like it was in Star Wars text on the screen, but then like it was like video game, kind of like make a decision, like I don't know,
Yeah.
it was kind of yeah.
I love that shit. And then it like highlights the important shit. It's like Canarian mail.
Yeah, please contact
Tell us as soon as
Proxima
possible.
Security HQ without delay.
Yeah, without delay.
Wow, what a name!
But yeah, he's like, hey Bix, let's go out tonight. Fuck it, once a week. Let's make that the beginning of the week. Let's go, baby. And she's like, nah, tomorrow. And he's like, ah, man, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look through your phone. Like, come on, bruh. And
I guess would he have seen this message? Probably, like because
anyway,
because like apparently like everyone's been seeing it, right? So
I get that impression. It was sent to everyone here.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that he just is so suspicious of her no matter what, and like just went to check in like right away, like
right,
all right,
right.
you go to the back, I'll clean up here. You know, it was basically his way to just be like, all right, get the fuck out so I can look at what's on your computer. You know, like
yeah,
so.
you mind closing up for me? Yeah, like shit, fucking A. But yeah, she goes ahead and makes her way on out of there. But unaware that he is a wanted man at this point. Cassian's heading on home to see his Mama Marva Andor. This is my new fave. This episode, Marva Andor. That's the winner.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
Insta lock here. Cool introduction. I didn't even know he had like a mom. Well, I mean, obviously he had a mom, but like I didn't know that in the show that like she would even be a character.
She would be his mom. Yeah. Well, what I like is that like she's like I hadn't even considered that he goes by a full name.
Yeah.
Cassian Andor. And if his name when he was on his planet back in Kenari was Casa, his last name's probably not actually Andor. He's probably adopted into the Andor family, which is really cool.
Oh wait, is this not a biological mother? Or is
I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
I guess I wasn't thinking
because of Kenari.
Well, she picked up his little and like was it felt like she was feeling home whenever she was holding it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's the only reason I think like she's actually his real mom.
I thought it's kind of like a memento from when she might have found him.
Ooh. Oh, that's way better. Yeah, like a found mother, like okay. No, I think that makes more sense.
And there's also the fact that all the adults are gone. Like I don't think that she was on Kenari at the time of all this stuff.
She was like, who the fuck did you tell about Kenari? She's like, who? Like, I guess it could have just been like, you need to protect yourself, but like, it could have been like she was very, like, who knows? How does anyone know?
Right, right.
And, no, okay. I guess it I don't know.
I'm going adoptive. That's where my money's at. I'm going she's adoptive, but adoptive mother, but she's been waiting up for him alongside B, who he's referred to affectionately.
B. I got it now. There we go.
Yeah, B.
I knew it would be. I don't know. I had a feeling. I don't know why. It just B2 wasn't right.
Doesn't feel right.
I don't know why. B.
But yeah, B2 emo. B is he has to tell him okay, so Primor Authority is looking for a Kenari man. And through a short little exchange here, it is revealed that they've attempted to carefully conceal that fact that he is from Kenari. You know, she's like, every document I've ever given out says you were born on Fest. What the fuck, Cassian? They've been careful, but not quite enough. And Marvo's like, he's like, well, I don't know. Who the fuck have you told? He's like, I don't know. I've told people, but like never on like documents. Like, and and she's
So
like,
was
oh
it
yeah.
the host of the like brothel that they ended up getting that information from? Like,
Well, it was
oh,
originally
well,
Tim who snitches, gives them the information that he thinks it's Cassian, and then they back up the information that he's from Kenari with the host from with the maiden from the brothel.
gotcha. That's right.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's revealed here that he's supposedly from Fest, according to every official document there's ever been. But Marva's told some, like, she's like, that's different. That's family that I've told. And he's like, that doesn't really matter in this game, Ma. Like,
Yeah.
Femi,
and
he's like, oh, how about the fucking women you've been with? All your ladies.
Yeah, straight up calling him out. This dude's a player, I guess. Or like
Cassian fucks. And then I love B in the corner, but Bix.
So is that like they've had a romantic like relationship before, you think, or just
Bix?
Like,
no, I think that's
no. Oh yeah, Bix and Andor.
I think that's like it's something that I get the impression they've never acted on, but it's hung in the air, you know. They know. They both know. They know what's up.
But Bix, I love that he stutters. Like I don't like what a weird thing to make it. Yeah.
Love it. I specifically love it when he says Bix, because every time he goes Bix, and it's so fucking perfect. And I love that it's always two stutters. You know, it's very calculated. It's not like it is legit a glitch. Like Bix, comms. You know, like he stutters like that, and I really do like that little character quirk for the droid B. But yeah, so they were like, it was only a matter of time before, you know, shit came crashing down for them. They just weren't expecting for it to happen anytime soon. And after this, Cassian goes on to meet up with Bix in a cantina, Bix, to discuss what he's done to draw the attention of Pre-More Authority and nearby spying.
Tim. Yeah, just
Tim. This is toxic. You don't spy on the woman you're in a relationship with.
Yeah, that was kind of nuts. At first, I'm like, did they go there together? You know, and then I'm like, wait, no. She said that she had to run. Like, she just went off on her own. Yeah, and like, so he followed her again, which is just like,
hey,
dude.
And sure, Bix isn't being completely honest, but I'm always going to side with Bix over Tim. There's no doubt. Fuck Tim.
Yeah, I guess he's thinking that she's just cheating. I don't know. Are they like officially a thing, or are they just like?
I get the impression that they are. Like she can't. Like, oh, I don't know, because she's like, what's up with the once a week thing?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Only go out once a week. Like, there's no way unless they just work so much that like they're like, we have to limit it to once a week, or else like I don't know. I don't see any other reason for that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Bix is just like she's just in it for there's no love. Maybe I don't. Well, it did seem sort of passionate whenever she went to his place a little bit. I don't know.
It also felt a little bit like I'm stressed the fuck out.
That's true. Yeah, she was like,
ooh,
long night. You know what I could use.
You know what's up, Tim? You know what's up? You got the. Never mind. I'm gonna say you got the
very adult. Like they don't show it, you know, but like there's a lot of adult themes in the show that are like, I guess like a kid wouldn't necessarily pick up on certain things, but like I don't know. I've really been like the drama already is just super
feels pretty advanced, you know, TV 14 if you will, but you know, nothing really happens here. Their familiarity with each other is enough to drive him to report, you know, Cassian to Pre-More Authority. Tim's like, well, I know exactly who the Kenari man is. I'm gonna go ahead and snitch. Yeah, I was very, very disappointed in Tim. Come on, Tim. Because this isn't a betrayal of just Cassian. This is a betrayal of Bix as well. You're fucking over Bix. Bix.
Does he know that? Like, do you think that he's just reporting Cassian so that he gets, like, arrested so that he can't be with Bix anymore, and that's his sole, like, directive?
I think that's a big part. Yeah, pretty much.
So, like, he does not think that, like, he doesn't know that Cassian and Bix are, like, have this deal where they're meeting a person to sell a thing to get him. Like, he doesn't know any of that.
Yeah, but regardless, though, like, if your homie, like, if your girlfriend has a homie who's in legal trouble and you call the cops on said homie, you fucking up, and your girl's gonna be pissed at you.
That's
like
fair.
That. Yeah. It doesn't matter if she's in some shady business. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck, Tim?"
Fair.
I love that this dude's just Tim. It reminds me of the fucking sheriff's deputy in the Book of Boba Fett, the one who's teamed up with Cobb Vanth. He had just the most normal fucking name.
Oh, what was his name? Let's see.
it was like Mark or some shit. But regardless, Tim's jealousy gets the best of him here, and later on, Bix knocks on Tim's door and is like, "Hey, lights on." He's like, "Yeah." It's like, Jesus, dude, chill the fuck out. She's clearly here for a booty call, and
he was, I don't know, his whole like, it's kind of like Damon sort of thing, maybe, where you know, his mindset is just so in fucking up Cassian that he can't fuck. Like he can't think about it. You know, it's like I can't. I got so much on my mind right now. I just can't do this. But he was like in the morning too, just sitting like in the chair, just like waiting for her to wake up. Like you think he was sitting there the whole time? Like that's kind of creepy, man.
We've been sitting there a while because she goes, "I could really use some calf," and he's like, "Well, I was just about to put it on." No, I had not already.
Yeah.
What the fuck's been going on, Tim? What the fuck is your problem, man? But yeah, despite being told not to move forward with the investigation of the guard's death, our boy the narc fucks a real Karn. Pushes onward with tracking down Cassian, while Chief Inspector is away on business, meeting with the Imperial officers. And once Tim's tip arrives, they pull up a little bit of a hologram of Cassian's face, an old one. It's pretty just real shitty shit here. I hate that stuff.
Yeah,
I just can't stand this motherfucker.
It's like it needs to happen for the story, and like I understand that, but while I'm watching them, I'm just like, oh my god.
Why do I have to spend so much fucking time with this guy? And how about the absolute bootlicker who comes up and is like, "Sir,
commissioner." It's the commissioner from Batman.
Oh shit, that is him.
Yeah, like he popped up, and it's the only thing I could see the whole time while I'm looking at him is, get this guy out of here, Gordon. Get the bat. He's a freak. Get him out of here. This is my investigate. You know, it's like all I could think about while I'm watching. But yeah, no, Narc. Narc just has such Halloween. He just has such a punchable face.
Such a punchable face.
I don't know who he recognized, or like he kind of reminds me of somebody. I don't know who. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I've seen this actor in something before. I don't think I have, but he just looks super familiar for some reason.
Yeah, here, let me take a look-see at him.
Is this?
Yeah, Alex Ferns. Happy fucking Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Kostek.
Must be your favorite bootlicker.
The bootlicker, but yeah, he's just blowing Narc here. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm chomping at the bit to be able to, you know, shoot a motherfucker.
And
like, we're the first line of defense, so
the only way to sharpen your blade is to use it, or the best way to sharpen your blade, blah blah blah. And I think all these planets are just, you know, with all these different non-white races are they're causing us a lot of trouble. We need to, like, we need to get a handle on this. And it's like, I don't know. I love how Narc then says, I'll pass on your kind words to the chief inspector. Like, very, very, very kind words, to say.
Oh, such a polite man. But yeah, they go ahead and get a squadron out there. They take board and gets them all nice and hyped up for the mission. He's like stumbling all over himself. You can tell nobody in the room respects him. Everyone hates this guy's guts. And I was like, thank God. I'm so glad he's not like worshipped except for this bootlicker over here. We got bootlicker and Narc leading the squad here.
I'm glad we got nicknames for him. I'd rather not even remember their character name, and just solely know them as Narc and Bootlicker. But yeah, I loved having him speak, like the secondhand awkwardness that even I felt, like just watching it. I'm like, but I was like so happy that it was happening. I'm like, thank
his
God
little fucking
this guy is, like sucks.
The gulp in the middle of him talking when he was like, and I'm so excited for us to justice whatever the fuck he was talking about.
Bad,
it was a bad speech. You could tell he doesn't speak in front of crowds often, or 10 people, his soldiers.
It cuts to like one of the soldiers like kind of like looking down, like shaking his head, like
like Jesus fucking Christ, this guy.
God, yeah, I'm glad we got that little part of the episode.
It was fucking glorious because fuck the Narc, but yeah, they're ready to get on out there, and we do again get another flashback here to another childhood memory, the same childhood memory just continued, and it's made clear that Cassian recognizes the gravity of his actions and how the consequences are going to lead him to leave behind more people than he cares about. On here, the children make their way to the crash site, got weapons at the ready, and as the eldest girl ventures down to investigate the vessel, she pokes a couple bodies. She's like, yes, dead. All right, let's go ahead and scavenge this shit. And then one of them goes ahead, gets up, shoots her in the back. And I was like, well, there goes Joseph's theory that this might be Bix.
You think she's actually dead? Like,
I mean, her eyes were wide open.
That is fair. Yes. Yeah, I really just wanted to hold on and be like, oh, no, it's Bix. But, like, right whenever she got shot, I was like, well, okay.
Pretty sure that's not Bix. Yeah.
No. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. I do think this is a very formative moment for Cassian, though, because he realizes it's probably his first rendezvous where he's witnessed a murder. And it's.
I think I was right a little bit in saying that this might have been his first love. Like, I think he was attracted to her a little bit, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, like I think he had a deep admiration and crush on this girl. Like he looked up to her.
He was
his
fist
pissed.
He literally like clenched his fist. He's like, "Oh no, I'm not having this." I don't know why no one took the gun off the officer after they saw what it could do and versus they're kids, so.
Hey, they got his ass down though with the darts.
Man, what a way to go! Like,
yeah, that shit hurt.
Yeah,
that man kept taking darts. Just. And what the fuck, dude? I'm sorry, you're just waking up and shooting a kid.
Well, they are Empire, right?
Right,
are they? Yeah, they are.
But what was she doing?
I guess he was unconscious. He knew he went down in a shipwreck. Put yourself in his shoes. I guess you see it's a kid with a stick.
Kid with the stick.
Bro. Yeah. Fair. And he did not think about it whatsoever. He stood up. He instantly grabbed his gun. Yeah, and shot her in the back. In the back, too. Not even facing him.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not even going to try to defend that guy anymore. So.
No, yeah, he's a You fuck boy. You ain't got no powers.
But man, they were very yellow. Like their skin was yellow. Like what was the gas coming out of the ship? Is that like the toxic stuff that's on the planet? Because or like just something else from like the shipwreck? Because like they were wearing gas masks, presumably because like the whole planet's toxic or certain parts of it. But like I guess what's confusing to me is that it doesn't seem that they were taking off and then got shot down. Like it seems that they were like
they crash landed.
Yeah, so like they didn't really come from this planet, or maybe it was somewhere else I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out is like where did this ship come from? What is that like yellow gas kind of seeping out? Why are they wearing these gas masks? You know.
And were there only 2 people on this ship?
At least 2 that got out.
True.
You know?
I guess a lot more could have died.
Like, yeah.
So I'm just a lot of questions there. Maybe we'll get a few more answers in the coming episode with some more flashbacks. But yeah, that shit not looking hot. Not looking hot for our boy Casa. And but as a new day dawns on Ferrix, we see our first appearance from Luthen, played by Stellan Skarsgård. He's the buyer. So my little my gut feeling last episode ended up being the right one. I just didn't think he would do this. It's
very calculated, it seems. Very safe. You know, he's like calculating where to land, how long's the walk this time, sort of, you know, like
nowhere close, sir.
Yeah. Which is I don't know. He's seeming very cool.
I do like Luthen. I'm ready for, and Bix's buyer is the tide of the rebellion. That was so I'm very, very happy with that. He is buying stuff for the rebellion, and his arrival again causes problems for Bix because she wakes up in the morning with Tim just staring fucking bullets at her, and she's like, "Oh, I could use some calf," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got you," and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Gotta get ready. Can you open the yard for me?" "Yeah, what's up?" "Errands."
You know.
You know. It's just a couple of errands.
I guess, like, she could try to lie a little bit, you know? Like, I guess, I don't know. Like, she could just be like, "Oh, I just gotta go." I don't know. Like, she's making herself seem suspicious, you know?
Right.
Like, not to... Tim is still a cock, and I hate him, but like Bix could try a little harder.
I got a couple errands to run. Yeah, like I don't know. I'd maybe specify.
It's like the third time you've said that to him. It's either the second or the third time, and it's kind of like, all right, well, I don't know. But
and I like that they both had this line where at the night before, when she's like, "Oh, will you close up shop for me? I got something to do," and when he walks in, he goes, "Everything okay?" And she goes, "Just tired." And then here she asks him, "Is everything okay?" And he goes, "I'm just tired." And you're like, "Oh, Tim's pressed."
Yeah, he's not happy. Couldn't sleep. He couldn't sleep the whole night, and now he's like, "Yeah, now I'm tired." You know, now that you ask me if everything's okay, I guess he didn't get any sleep, but yeah, I don't know. Tim, I really hope Narc dies. Like I can't wait to see him die, but like I don't know if I really want Tim to die.
Yeah, you know, that's extreme. You know, I think Tim needs a wake up call. I think
I just need Bix to go off on him and be like, "I was only with you strictly for pleasure. See you later." Like I'm going off to Cassie. I'm going with Cassie or something.
Buying that like... Tim has any sex appeal?
I guess he's not hot, but he's not ugly.
He's a normal looking guy. Yeah, that's my thing though, is that Bix is hot.
Yeah.
Bix is an attractive woman. And Tim's a very, I mean, like, there's a certain comfort in normalcy. given the people we have seen on Ferrix, maybe Tim is a great option. Maybe Zan's little partner in the booth wasn't enough for Bix. Maybe they hooked up in the past.
Yeah,
But yeah, so but yeah, she's got to go meet him and got to go meet Luthen. But Cassian attempts to get passage out of the planet to where he's going to be meeting up with Luthen, and he realizes that everything's on high alert, looking for this Kenari guy, because Zan's right over his head. He's like, Kenari, this guy's never heard of Kenari either. And good for Cassian on his feet, going like, whoa, what's that?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're just saying.
I've never heard of that place.
Sorry, I haven't even heard that word before. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude.
What was that? I think I maybe missed a little detail. Like, at the very end of that scene, the guy, like, tells the alien, like, will you stop worrying about it? And then he kind of, like, thinks about something before it cuts away from him.
I think it was probably just I didn't get that from that scene. I just thought Zan and his little friend there is all, they just like to talk shit back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know. He says something and then will you let it go? And then he walks away. Never mind. Okay, yeah, I'm just thinking too deep into it. His face didn't really.
I also love this part where Zan's like, yeah, that'll be 900, and he's like, dude, I have 500. And he's like, ooh, you wanted discretion and immediacy. That's an expensive combo, my friend. And I mean, it is an expensive combo. And he goes, my floor is 7, and he's like, all right, fine, I can do 7. I'll figure that shit out. I was like, love that. This dude just dropped 200 credits because he's an idiot. I can just tell Zan is so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the way that Cassian can just talk, like his bargaining. He's just very Han in that way. Like it's just cool to see. Like, I don't know, just the side of Star Wars where it's not like Jedi mind trick to get my way or something. It's just like
it's like, what's that? But this second episode comes to a close as Luthen gets to ride the train and gets talked to by that one guy who likes to talk a little bit too much. And this man looks like he's about to like room up with Paddington or some shit. Like this is my second favorite Glepshido.
Was going on and just telling like his whole life story, like it just seemed like a wise guy that just had to get everything off his chest,
Hey man, I like this guy. I see, my thing is that he makes like a specific point to say you never know who you're talking to these days. So I'm a little sus of him. But I mean, like, I don't want to be. I just don't have a trust. I don't have a trusting heart for the Empire, and therein I can't. And he came to talk directly to the guy who we're pretty sure has rebellion ties. I don't know. Odd duck.
And he didn't really read the room, Luthen did not want to talk whatsoever. Like, no. He's looking out the window. He's not responding to like anything. He gives him a little look and a chuckle every now and then, whatever. But he's like, he does not care. And this dude just keep going. He has a little earpiece in, I don't know, like the old dude. I don't think that this was just a scene thrown in randomly at the end of the episode just to show that he's like arriving, Like, I don't know. Like, right. I feel like there's something more to it. And they gave this guy a look, like the old guy a look that, I don't know.
Well, they also kind of build this legend around Ferrix where he's like, well, you know what they say, if you can't find it here, you won't find it anywhere. And it's like, oh, so this is like what this planet's known for is having shit? Like what
I guess
what's going on? Yeah.
Maybe that's just like what the whole planet does. What are the? I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe that's just what everyone's job is. Because like the whenever it showed the whole planet, like I mean, it was just dense, like just packed full of everything. So I guess like maybe it's just this one dude, he hasn't been around the galaxy a whole lot, and it's just like this is the place where it's not super far away from where he goes. That's where you get
Right.
everything or something. But it is interesting, like whether
I
that's a
dug it.
line more literal or something like a metaphor to something like.
Right.
But yeah, I think you're correct in being suspicious of this dude. He's got
And
something
frankly,
going on.
I'm just not one to trust people who want to talk on public transportation. Like, bro, I know you're trying to be friendly. Maybe you're just from a different time, and you expect me to be able to talk to you on this train, but I'm not cut out for that. I'm ready to put my AirPods in and just tune the fuck out for a little bit. So leave me alone,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, it
Respectfully.
was. I
But
guess.
after this episode, my favorite character was definitely Marva Andor.
Mhm.
I gotta say, she kind of rocked. Loved that character. How about you? Where are you sitting?
Yeah, I was the same. I was either, I guess, like, I could go Luthen just so we have some variation here, and like it's a his introduction. He didn't really do much, though, is the thing.
Hey,
Like we had like an act.
you're throwing Marvel love. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and switch mine up. I want the bell ringer.
Mm.
I like that guy. His little hammers.
That's honestly, when we look back after like episode 12, when we look back at all of our favorite characters, it'll just be super funny to be like the bell ringer. Like he probably won't show up. I don't know. Maybe he'll show up again and it's just like a little dong dong and then move on, whatever. But like
Dong dong.
this could be the only time he shows up. You know.
Right.
But it was cool. Yeah, he was cool. I dig him. Performance wise, though, is it still just Cassian?
I'm tempted to go elsewhere. I don't feel like he got a lot of room in this episode to play. I think I might. Interesting. I don't really know. Maybe I do just go Fiona Shaw as Marva. I thought she killed that shit.
That's definitely. I feel like the best scene of the episode was their conversation, Cassian and Marva, like them going back and forth, like who did you tell, blah blah blah, like who have you told, like that whole scene is probably
Yeah,
my
and the
scene.
chaos they build during that shit where he's trying to ask B something and she's trying to be like, no, focus, and then he has to turn back and be like, wait, okay, for a fucking second.
I'd say that's probably my favorite scene. What is the actress's name that plays her? That plays Marva?
Fiona Shaw.
Fiona Shaw. Yo, there we go. As Marva Andor. I'll just assume her last name's Andor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But I feel like, yeah, I mean, I'd probably go the same because I can't really think of anyone else that had like anywhere where they needed to reach to perform really well or any. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like the closest one is Diego Luna as Cassian, I would say, because he has a few good scenes in this, but I think he just had a lot more screen time in the first one. Like I feel like they spread the story around a lot more in this this episode.
Fuck it. Since we're both giving Fiona Shaw the performance thing, I'm gonna change my character to Luthen. I think I will give him because his introduction was really cool. They built him up. Like I don't know, he's seeming pretty cool. His ship was cool.
He seems
His
cool.
ship was cool.
Yeah.
His droid, or whether that was his droid or like his ship.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Was just really cool. And I don't know. I think he's gonna be pretty cool. So I'll give him the character nod. But my scene, I think I will go with Marva
Marva.
and Cassian's conversation.
Got you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with B and Cassian on the ship whenever he's like, no, don't go away. Like, I think that's a bad idea. You shouldn't leave. And he's like, need you.
Remember they're talking about like the comms and like, why
Yeah,
do I need
yeah,
to? Okay, that was pretty cute. Like,
yeah. I
no,
loved
don't
that
go. It
scene.
is not a good idea. This is
Yeah,
you need to stay. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
He's like, you need to go back to Marva. She'll start worrying. And I just loved that shit. That was so cute. And like, I just felt so bad for, like, there's this air of sadness to be, and I don't
I
understand
know,
why.
man.
Like, every time I listen to him, I'm like, my heart's breaking a little.
I think it's the stutter mixed with like he has to charge up. Like we don't really see droids charge up a whole lot. Like
Yeah,
I don't
like
know, he feels
he's a
broken
sleepy
down.
droid.
He's like he's broken down. He has a lot of stuff like kind of messing up about him. He's just kind of like a scrap droid, is what it feels like. And it's like, oh man, but he's so nice, you know? Like
He's such a sweetheart.
See,
You know who he reminds me of? Brooks in the Shawshank Redemption.
Is that the old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bird dude, the Targaryen.
Yeah,
Is he a
the
Targaryen?
bird dude.
No. Is he No, I don't know why I thought he was a Game of Thrones for a second.
He has that vibe to him, though. I could see.
Yeah,
it.
I know. He kind of just looks like an old Targaryen that would be in Game of Thrones, like a
like
just distant,
like Maester
descendant.
Aemon.
Like, yeah, that's who he reminded me of. But
Hey, there's another character that I can kind of compare B to, Maester Aemon. Kind of got the same vibe.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I hope he gets his moment to shine. I don't know what he'll do, but like I want him to have a moment where maybe he gets an upgrade, like a super upgrade, and he doesn't stutter anymore. No, I don't think I want him to stop stuttering, no. I think I want him to keep stuttering for the entire time. I like it. It's just cute.
Right, right.
Would an upgrade that fixes his stuttering be like, yes, now he can finally just talk normal? Or like, would it be kind of like, oh, now he kind of like, he doesn't have his quirk anymore? I don't know how to feel about that, but I don't know. I want him to have a moment in the show, and I don't know. I hope Cassian comes back to him, and like, is he going with him?
No, I get the impression that
here, right?
I think we will be going back to Marva.
Mm.
That it gives like I think we will be back to Marva, which means we're not done with B. You know, I love me some B. I need B in my life, so I think we got some more in store for B and Marva. But you ready to throw a rating at this bad boy?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So I'm a little bit less on this episode than I was the first in pretty much every category. Maybe not so much the genre. I think this was a fairly great Star Wars episode. You know, it had all the elements that I'm looking for.
I'm trying to think of where I am for enjoyment, like to.
In the meantime, I'll go ahead and lay it out for the folks. If you're here for the first time with us, ridiculous. Go listen to episode 1 so you can kind of get a feel for what we're doing here. But I will explain the rating system as I do every time. So we've got 3 separate ratings, and we take the average of those ratings to find our overall rating for the episode. The first of which is enjoyment, completely subjective, just how much the episode connects with us, be it in a good way, bad way, whatever. Up to you, subjective, 1 through 10. We got the genre rating, and this is Star Wars. And Star Wars is kind of a league of its own, but I said that we were going to kind of try to limit it to the spy thriller type shit, and I feel like this one ramps it up in this episode. And then in the third category, we've got critical rating, which is just completely objective, the inverse of our enjoyment rating, where it's all things considered, writing, direction, filmmaking, acting, score, all of that. And let me tell you, the score, as Cassian walks off stage here at the end, was emphatic. I was feeling that shit.
Yeah, I have been noticing the score a lot more. I don't know, man. I think like I've just recently watched a lot of things with very good scores. Yeah, I did notice it here too. which I don't know. I usually don't.
It was really different than a lot of Star Wars stuff too. The way that the song that was playing when he was walking off, and it still felt in keeping. It didn't feel out of place. It felt right, and it was still. I love when they can shake up the shit that I perceive as Star Wars. Really makes me happy. So I did really, really like that shit this week. So enjoyment wise, we gave episode 1 a 10. Brand new Star Wars premiere. Hype was high. It met the hype. But I do think I might have come down a little bit on this episode, but not by a lot. I'm still in the 8 to 9 range. I think I'm not 10 out of 10. There are episodes of television that I've undoubtedly enjoyed more, and in saying that, I think I am falling more towards an 8 than I am a 9.
That's where I was. I was around like 7.5, 8, but then 7.5 kind of felt a little low. And I'm like, no, it was cool. Like I think if you combine these two episodes, like
that's a 10.
It's a 10, and like we gave an 8 for the critical rating before, but like I think it jumps up higher than that if you combine.
Let me tell you, I was watching this shit, and whenever Tim's like sitting at home alone, and Bix comes and knocks on the door, I was like, for some reason, it was during that scene that I went, fuck, man, if this was connected to the first episode, it would have felt like an hour-long HBO-type drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have just felt right. And because I was like, this is like an actual dramatic storyline that, I mean, they've made it Star Wars because he's about to go, he ratted to the Empire and shit. Like, but regardless, it's just like, I can't help but feel like they should have combined the episodes.
Yeah, on the surface level, we're like, oh, we're getting 12 episodes here. As to compare what we're used to as like 6 episodes, 1 hour each, or 40 minutes each, even if that's
that.
Like, but like now, it's kind of almost the same. Like
it's like 6-hour-long episodes.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe like I'm curious on how the rest of the season will go, as if like they will become more complete as it goes on, or if it's just going to stay this pace kind of the whole time.
That's kind of more what I'm expecting. I think Star Wars television, like the only example of it that has truly been extremely episodic is The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I mean, there are very singular journeys in The Mandalorian. One episode, we do this. By the end of it, it's wrapped up. When it came to Clone Wars, it was always like 3-episode arcs where the first episode is definitely the first part, second episode is definitely the second part, third's definitely the last part, Book of Boba Fett even, I think, had some arcs. Kenobi, I love Kenobi, but it did feel like one really long movie.
Yeah.
So I think it will be more in keeping with typical Star Wars television, where it won't feel quite as episodically fulfilling as, say, a House of the Dragon or a Westworld was when we were watching that. But it's Star Wars, baby. Like what
I'm not
what I'm gonna do, what I'm saying?
I'm not complaining, nor am I expecting it to be like a House of the Dragon show.
No, I'm not either.
They're spending tens of millions of dollars per episode, or around 10. Like it's just insane. Like this, I guess I don't know what. I guess I haven't really looked at the budget of Andor. Am I wrong in saying that I've heard it was like actually higher than what people thought? Like, or maybe I'm getting that mixed up with like Lord of the Rings or.
Well, House of the Dragon has a budget of like 20 million per, which is, or just shy of 20 million per, which is nuts.
Interesting. Okay, that's what I saw. It was people on Twitter saying that why does Andor look like it has 5 times the budget that Obi-Wan did? Like, why is this show looking so much better than Obi-Wan did? Which I mean,
it looks much grander. Yeah, like it's a different kind of storytelling visually. I think, like I said on the last episode, Kenobi felt much more personal. This feels much more grand, galaxy-wide implication. Like, I mean, like the visuals we get of the planets, like familiarizing ourselves with it. Like, I think back to when we were at like Fortress Inquisitorius back in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's like, oh, why couldn't we have made it look grand and epic You know,
I guess they were really just banking on like the characters in that show carrying it. They didn't need it to be that way, but like here, there's one movie that you have of these characters, not an entire saga almost, you know? So
right.
I guess it has to be written better. And I'm glad that we have some good writers on the show.
I am too. Tony Gilroy been killing this shit. This was directed by the same guy as the last one as well, Toby Haynes. So these first three will all be written by Tony Gilroy, directed by Toby Haynes. So that's kind of the thematic tie for the first three, at least filmmaking wise. Very satisfying. But yeah, so we came to an 8 for the enjoyment rating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that's about right.
I think so too.
As far as genre, I think it kind of did a little better than the last episode as far as like getting the thriller.
He's on the run.
Spy.
He's gonna get going. People are ratting. It feels much more spy thrillery. I would go 9.5. You know, like I think we will get better, but
not quite perfect. But it's how really what could they have done better? I think it's like we just haven't gotten into the thick of it. Like
exactly.
We're still getting in the setup.
He hasn't snuck onto an Imperial base and been a spy yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
but no, I mean, yeah, I think it did do better than last episode, but just not quite perfect.
We've got this mysterious buyer flying in. Like, I think it's a good one on that spy thriller side of things. But what's that leave us with? Critical.
Mm-hmm.
And
in a vacuum, this one's interesting.
In a vacuum, this one is a little, for me, probably a little less than the first one. Not by a lot. Because the ending is emphatic. I love the ending. It's like, boom, here we are. What's up, bitch? It's time.
I mean, the ending was like, all right, here is Narkin Bootlicker. Here's the buyer. Here's Cassian. And they're all coming
to the
together,
same place.
You know? And it's like, okay, I'm fucking, like, whenever I had to stop, like, I couldn't watch episode 3, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn, right. I really, like, I wanted to hit that next episode button so bad, but I'm like, no, I cannot.
No.
Cannot.
No. But I appreciate that, my friend.
But I think, like 7.5, maybe a 7 flat. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't go too much further below. I mean, not too much further below the first episode because there were still it was still very pretty visually, you know, and it was almost every bit as good story wise. I just don't think we got a lot of like where the first episode felt almost complete. Like it was like, oh, we're just shy of it. This episode feels like I long for the first half of the episode, which would have been episode 1, you know, like, so I think a half point punishment there would be fair. I mean, maybe we go a little more critical with it. Maybe we do just go 7, you know, 7's still damn good. Still damn good.
Yeah, it is. And like, it is supposed to be thought of by this episode by itself, completely. And I think, like, I'm kind of thinking of this episode as combining it with the first 2.
Yeah.
But if I do just take this one on its own, like, I guess, like, you know, we didn't really get the performance of Cassian that we got in the first episode, really. Didn't really have to reach as far, like, performance-wise. I don't think it was up to that standard, but, like, I think 7, or maybe...
I think like,
anywhere between 7 and 7.5, I feel like is what I
then I say we just go. I think we just go 7. I think we cap it off there.
82% on the Rotten to Murder. I think on IMDb, I mean, it only has 750 reviews in. It got a 7.7. So, I mean, yeah. Let's see. The first episode got a 7.7 as well, and the third episode is ranked higher. I know that. Yeah, 8.8 for the next episode.
All right, I love that. Love that. But yeah, we gave the first episode a 90%, gave the second episode an 82%, and it's time for episode number 3. You fucking ready for that?
Oh man, yeah, I've been itching to get to that episode, so
Let's
I'm ready.
get it. But I'll leave you all with this. Head over to patreon.com/CoroBloom. I said all what I needed to say at the end of the first episode. Go listen to the reasons there. Head to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod, follow Instagram at PennyBloomPodcast. Leave us a 5-star rate and review. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you. And remember, peace, love, and bloom. And go check out Andor Afterparty, Episode 3.